Hello everyone, it's Hags. I am back. Finally, it has been multiple months having not played Minecraft or uploaded a video. Now, this video isn't actually going to be about why I was gone. I know you may want to know why I was gone. Holy fuck you. Okay, I'll take only killing that guy. He killed me last game, targeted me the entire fucking time. Deserved. This video isn't actually going to be about why I was gone. I will save the full explanation of that for next video, which this will sort of, I imagine, next video will serve as a sort of part 2 to the topic that I begin to discuss in this video. But for now, I will be discussing where I was, particularly during the month of September, which is to say that I spent it at an Airbnb, which I think I brought up in my previous video before I left. But the reason why I had such a terrible time, which you'll hear about in this video, terrible time, and wanted to return home quite desperately, is because it was not quite as enjoyable as the previous Airbnb that I had been at in my life, which was in, I think, 2019, which also occurred during a period of time in which my house was being renovated. And the reason why that was so much more enjoyable to this is a fundamental law of real estate, first off, in addition to the house itself actually being terrible. Location, location, location. If you know anything about real estate, you know how critical it is. This house was not in a good location. It was on the bad side of town, quite far away from our house. It was unideal to get to. And to get to it, we had to turn in, like, in front of busy traffic, making a left-hand turn, so we would just end up having to wait for quite a while for the conditions to actually be facilitative, so as to even allow us to turn into our own Airbnb. Something else that was unenjoyable was the fucking internet. The internet was terrible. Now, this, I actually managed to, like, outsmart. I felt like such a genius after I did this. I purchased a 60-foot Ethernet cable, which I'm currently using at my actual house because it makes my connection a lot better. For the Airbnb, because I was convinced after you know, seeing the actual photos online and the price and whatnot, my parents definitely, I'm not gonna say they overwhelmingly cheaped out, but it was they certainly also weren't paying top dollar either. All of that to say that the place kind of sucked. Now, if you know what a ranch house is, it is a type of architecture that I think is mostly exclusive to the Midwest, or at least primarily regarded in the Midwest as being popular. That is typically one story and is quite, like, long, like physically long. Now, the reason why this is important to the story is because the design of the house, as well as the location in quite a foresty area, is very facilitative of attracting insects. Or not necessarily attracting them, just in the sense that if you happen to, you know, if an insect happens to enter the house, it will be more annoying to A, get rid of it, and B, you will be more likely to find it than if it were to enter in a, you know, a conventional suburban house, let's say. And on the first day, I was already being clued into why this would be a problem. So as I was setting up the 60-foot Ethernet cord, because the Wi-Fi signal was so weak that it couldn't even connect to my laptop, I had to enter the room that actually had the router in it, so I could connect it. And it was a back room, it was a sort of study room, I would describe it as. Oh, please. Oh, please. I'm a dick. Wait. Managed to miss every single one of those shots. Wow. I was entering the back room, the study room, if you will, and the most striking aspect to me was how unkempt it was. It was obvious that no one had been in it for quite a while, and that the maid that they presumably hired to clean out the Airbnb hadn't done a good enough job of doing it, which makes sense, you know, the place certainly appeared to have been cleaned, don't get me wrong, but maids don't... Wait, did I say nurse? I meant to say maid if I said nurse. Maids don't have skin in the game. They have no real reason to clean the entire place spotlessly. So, the back room mostly went unrecognized. Need to concentrate. You realize we're just getting fucking cleaned, right? Use your head. Let's team on this guy. I don't think a single one of us aren't being completely self-interested here. I'll be honest. Okay, why are... Of all people, why me? Am I the target here? Am I the problem? I think I'll continue this commentary in the next game. The rest of the commentary of this game will be focused on attempting to win this DM. Oh, wait a minute. Could be easier than I expected. He does have speed, so... Okay. See you in the next game. So what was located directly adjacent to the router when I attempted to plug the 60-foot Ethernet cable in, you may be asking? And the answer is a fucking gigantic spider. Now, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was dead. Thankfully, it was dead. It was extremely scary looking, though. It was one of those, like, dark black ones with long legs. Not a daddy long legs, mind you, but the kind that you would exclusively find... Like, let's just say that you wouldn't expect the size of one of these spiders to be associated with what you would normally find indoors. That's the key. That is the key that differentiates a ranch house from the kind of bugs that you would find in suburban locations. The fact that it is distinctly much larger and scarier. Now, the fact that it was dead was my only saving grace in that location, because it scared the shit out of me. I couldn't actually reach the router at all to even plug the cable in without getting rid of the spider first. Now, that was only half of the issue, because as I looked around the rest of the uncleaned room... Yikes. I really don't rod, do I? As I looked around the rest of the unkempt room, I saw even more spiders, and these ones were daddy longlegs, in every corner of the room. Every corner of the room, which is interesting because you would think, right? Like, as a study room, you know, let's say that if my dad hadn't happened to be off of work for most of the month, and working at home for the other portions of the month, that he would have presumably been spending quite a lot of time in there, because it's a study room, you know, the kind of thing that he would need for his meetings and whatnot. But no, they didn't bother cleaning the study room at all, and I didn't enter it hardly at all for the rest of the month, nor did we go out of our way to clean it. We essentially just avoided it for the rest of the month. Thankfully, the only time I had to go in there, like absolutely had to go in there for the remainder of the month, was when I unplugged the cord when I was going home, which, believe me, I was grateful to do. Need to... What happened afterwards? Okay. So, enter day 3. I'm getting settled in. I will explain my TV viewing goal that I was going for. The semester was just starting at school, but it was nice and chill because I only had a handful of classes that had actually started by that point. The rest started halfway through the semester. They were only 8-week courses. So I had quite the easy course load at the time. And I had just gotten home on Thursday, well, which is to say, I didn't have a class on Friday at that point in the semester yet. So I was sitting pretty ready for a long, relaxing weekend. And it was at night because I'd like to stay after school. So as to finish all my homework before I actually go home for the weekend. So I went to the bathroom, and behind the toilet was the fucking not the biggest spider, but it was one of the biggest spiders. I'll actually get to the biggest spider that I've ever seen in my life later on in the episode, because the biggest spider that I've ever seen in my life was also located there. But it wasn't in the bathroom. Now, I didn't know what the fuck to do, because I had to go to the bathroom. But the spider was behind the toilet. Now, I guess I could have just, you know, used it, sat on the toilet with the spider still there. And if you're wondering why I didn't just step on it, I hadn't actually brought my running shoes to the house yet. I just had a pair of slippers, and I wasn't confident enough that if I stepped on it that it would die. That's how large we're talking. Nor did I even think that I could, like, accurately step on the entire thing. So, I walked out of the room because I was aware that my mom had actually gone back to my house, which was still in the process of being renovated, to get the vacuum. And I thought to myself, okay, I'll use the vacuum to get the spider. I walk back in, probably 10 seconds later, and as I walk back in, I see it crawl behind, I'm not sure what it would be considered, like the seam in the wall. It wasn't the seam in the wall, it was like the scaffolding. I don't know the exact terminology for it, but it crawled back there, and I never saw it again. I actually went to the bathroom, because, I mean, what else was I going to do? It was gone for all intents and purposes, even though I knew that it was lurking right behind me, inside of the wall. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with any more spiders in the bathroom for the rest of the month out of pure happenstance and good grace. I guess I can take this into a 3rd game, 4th game, 5th game, 6th game. Maybe I should make this into an extended story that comprises multiple episodes. I suppose I should probably team with somebody, right? That's what MC with Liam would do. I've been watching MC with Liam's videos to get myself motivated to return to YouTube. And he was a huge Randy teamer. That was the terminology back then, Randy teaming. I have 13 arrows, wait a minute. Let's shoot this guy. Okay, that's a bit fucking mean of you. I'm gonna fucking die, yeah. Yeah. You know what? 3rd game, for the sake of the fact that I just returned to YouTube. Okay. Hello, welcome to part 3. My headphones unplugged at the beginning of the game, so my OBS recording got fucked up. But yeah, I think at the end of the previous episode, which was literally 24 hours ago, because the game, I couldn't get a game after the last one of last night. I just gotten done recounting the story of the bathroom baseboard spider. I found out what the region that's located. I found out what that little piece near the bottom of the floor is called. It's called the baseboard. If anyone needs that information in the future, I guess. So I'll get into my goal, my TV watching goal that I had. So if anyone has ever watched the TV show 24, or I suppose if you haven't, you should definitely give it a watch. It's a great action show. I'm sure people will perhaps frown upon it because it is a distinct product of the Obama era in television. I swear there's a chest down here when I looked at it in creative mode a while ago. I guess not. But yeah, it's quite the entertaining action show, and the gist of the show is the fact that it actually takes place within real time over the course of a 24-hour period, and each episode exists within the closest, the closest encapsulation of real time that it is feasibly possible to achieve within a TV show. That is to say that the only parts of the full 24-hour period that you aren't witnessing take place during the commercial breaks. So one thing that I tried to do a long time ago. I think it was like 2019-ish. The last time that my house was getting renovated. Wow, this fucking house is overpowered. What the hell? Was that I tried to pull not just an all-nighter, but like a full 16 to 20 hour period where I would be exclusively watching the show. Now, it didn't end up working out, but I did pull a full all-nighter, and I watched, I think, like something like 12 to 13 hours of the show in one day. Now, here's the kicker about that. The Airbnb that I was staying at the time was a much higher quality establishment, shall I say, and I was enjoying myself much more. It was also during the summer as opposed to being at the beginning of the school semester, which is the time period of what coincided with when I was staying at the Airbnb that I was staying at in September, which I didn't didn't like. But I did attempt to partially recreate my TV watching escapade. How do I not have an apple? Are you fucking kidding me? I think I ate it earlier in the game. I'm never eating an apple again. But I tried to recreate my TV watching escapade of 2019. And I think I managed to get like 8 or 9 episodes in, but I just fell asleep. And so my goal from that point on, thereby, became to try and watch as much TV as I could during the duration of my stay there. Because it's been something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I'm sure I'll also make a video about this in particular, but I really need to watch more TV. If you've ever seen that image of the guy who's on his deathbed thinking to himself, like, I should have watched more TV and movies, like, that's how I feel. I'm not even gonna lie. I've watched an astounding lack of the classics over the course of my life thus far, so I've been trying to gradually remedy that more and more. But I think I only managed to watch like 2 or 3 seasons over the course of the month, which was obviously a complete disappointment to me because I wanted to finish the entirety of 24. For reference, I think I was starting on like season 4 out of 9. And I have only completed up to, oh my god, that scared me. I've only completed up to season 6 thus far. I will play like this if I need to. Where'd he go? This is what I always do when I'm fighting people like this. Oh, I missed the jump. Can you even make that? Oh shit, I messed that up. I really thought he was gonna fall for that for a sec. I was like... I love when stalemates end up like this. This has happened to me so many times. Oops, I was talking for too long, I'm dead. Is the other guy this way? Oh, please tell me he's not this way. Okay, well, I'll be honest. I think I've exhausted. I've exhausted all the brunt of all the commentary that I wanted to discuss in this particular part. I really wish Fence Glitch existed on this server. What is the play to make? I need to at least reach into full before I go for him. I don't like this staircase. I'll go to the other staircase, and then I'll have my last stand there. Are those arrows? Here's an arrow. Like, the entire server, I swear, just uses fucking no knockback. Okay, well, that's the end of this episode, so I'll see you next time.